All right, so one of the most common questions I've been getting asked about the EVO 2 is, can you use the controller with the original EVO? What's good guys, Ken here, you're watching Original Dobo, and in today's video I'm gonna talk about pairing both the EVO 1 and the EVO 2 to the same controller. However, that does exclude the EVO 1's controller at this current time. There's been a lot of suspicion that the EVO 1 controller and the EVO 2 controller are exactly the same as far as hardware and specs go. And while that may be true, the software is definitely different and has basically limited the pairing ability to just the EVO 2 controller. So how do you bind the EVO 1 to the EVO 2? Well, it's really simple. First thing first, you will need a USB cable and your cellular device. In this case, I'm gonna use my iPhone. And I'm gonna go ahead and start a screen recording because there is a specific process that you need to take when you're binding a secondary controller. Power on your controller first. And this is actually, it's a two-step. I'm gonna power this on and power this off multiple times just to show you the entire process. So in the application, I'm gonna show you what they actually are talking about here. So let me go to the Autel Explorer app. So I'll wait till this connects, and then once it connects to the controller, I'll actually show you. So under remote control, you'll see there's a remote control matching section. When we go into that, you'll see you have an option now for primary controller and secondary remote controller. So to bind the secondary controller, you're simply gonna go into the app, power off the controller. If you're binding an EVO 1, you'll open up this side piece here. I'm sorry, it's actually the back portion. Open up the back portion, you'll see there's like a tiny clear button on the, I guess it's the right side of the quad. You'll press that button and hold it until it starts flashing green. That puts the EVO 1 in binding mode. So we're gonna do that right now. So I'm going to simply power on the EVO 1. I'm gonna power off my controller. Yeah, we know. Okay, so now that the EVO 1 is turned on, I'm gonna press this green button back here. So you'll see that the quad is like sort of blinking back there. That puts the drone in binding mode. With the quad blinking, I'm going to simply press the power button, home button, and this A button at the same time. This is for the secondary frequency. So power button, home button, A button at the same time. I'm gonna hold this until the controller beeps for a second time. There it is. That should put the drone into matching mode. Okay. So now the EVO 2 controller is bound to this, the EVO 1. And if I move this back and forth, you can see it's the EVO 1. All right, cool. So that would mean if I bound this to the secondary portion here, the EVO 2 in theory should still be bound. I'm gonna power this off. And I'm gonna power on the EVO 2 now at this point. And then I'll power back on the RC again for the second time. Give it a second. I got that. And you'll see you'll get a disconnected warning. So it's not like a smart controller in the fact that it will remember both frequencies. I have to go through the bind process again, which sort of sucks. So to bind this quad, it's pretty simple. You'll open up the side portion here and you can see it's right here. Press the green button. Just a little quick press and you'll see it starts blinking. And then I'm gonna power off the EVO 2 controller. Now the bind-in process is a little bit different because what you will do is press the power button and the home button at the same time. You're not going to click the A button on the backside. So press the power and home. And this will bind the EVO 2 to its standard controller. It's powering up now. And give it a second. Should match up here in just a moment. There it goes. So now it's matched up and it's ready to go. So now that we have this matched up, to the EVO 2, a lot of people have asked, well, can I use my EVO 1 controller? They want to use this controller and just buy the drone by itself. Well, I think Autel has been a little bit more smart than they have in the past. And obviously, they would love nothing more than to just let people use their standard RC. But the reality is the software is different, and it's different on purpose, right? They are in business to be in business, and they want to make it to where it's proprietary. So let's try to go ahead and bind the EVO 2 to the EVO 1 controller. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and power off the stock RC here. I'll set that off to the side. They do look very similar. It's hard. If it didn't have a different splash screen, I would have probably mixed these up by now. So let's go ahead and take this piece off here, plug in the phone, set that there. So in theory, we should be able to go through the same process. I'm gonna go ahead and put this drone in the bind mode. Let me find the bind button here. There it is. Let's press bind. There it is. So now we're in bind mode on the EVO 2. I'm gonna power on by doing the same thing by pressing the home. And actually, let's try it differently, because I tried it the first way with power button and home. I'm gonna try the A button to say that this would be the secondary drone. See what happens. So I'm holding them down, got the second beep. That should put this in match-in mode. Wait for the notification. So now it's in match-in mode. Let's see if it connects. Maybe it did connect. It's trying to connect. Let's see, we'll give it a second. I didn't try it with the A button last time. I just tried it with power and home, like it tells you to bind for the EVO 2. Still not connecting, so usually it would connect by now, but it doesn't appear that it's gonna connect. So this is still in bind mode, I believe. So we'll put this back in bind mode. Just to show you that it's not going to work, we'll just try it without the A button. Power button, home button, same time. Long press hold, wait for that second beep. There we go, and that's gonna put it in match-in mode. And you'll get one more beep, and it almost sounds like it's connecting, but it doesn't actually connect.
Remote control and the aircraft disconnected.
Oh wow, it's connecting, but it doesn't actually register it. You guys see this? It's connected to the EVO 2, but it's not actually registering the connection here. Let's see, can I move the gimbal? I can't move the gimbal. That's crazy. It's connecting, but it's not registering the connection. So the application can see it, but I have no control. Can I even start the quad? No, I can't start the quad. Let me power off the controller. Let me power off the drone. Let's see. I want to give it the benefit of the doubt before I say it won't work. So I'm gonna power on the RC again. Let's power on the drone. Let's see. That would be something if it did work. So it says connecting. I don't have a video signal here. See, I have a video signal now, but it still doesn't register that it's actually connected here. And I don't have any physical control of the camera or anything. So in theory, I think it could work, but I think we're missing software that is crucial on the EVO 1 controller to be able to let it talk to the EVO 2. So again, in theory, I think it's going to work. I just don't know if Autel has any plans to do that. I thought they did at one point. They've said they have. I got video signal, but I just can't actually control it. So the story is, as of right now, no. You're not gonna be able to use your EVO 1 controller with the EVO 2, but that may change as Autel pushes out newer updates. Because like I said, I had video signal here, but it wouldn't actually let me control the controller. But I hope this helps if you were curious about this and you were trying to buy just the actual drone itself and not the actual controller. All right, I think that's gonna do it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you again later on this week. Stay original.